Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Characteristics of special prophethood. The perfection of humanity lies in the perfection of the soul. Moral and spiritual perfection cannot be attained without purifying the soul. This purification is impossible unless one is guided by the power of wisdom. One is then able to rise higher and higher with the force of knowledge and right action until he reaches the acme of humanity, as has been explained by Ali. He said, "Man has been created with the power of speech, which is the essence of humanity. If speech is adorned with knowledge and action, it resembles the existence of the ethereal realm, which is the origin of man's creation. When his speech reaches the place of temperance and is cleared of all physical matter, it becomes one with the ethereal realm. Then it leaves the animal world and reaches the highest stage of humanity." Man's power of articulation renders him superior to all existence. But there is one condition attached to it, that he cleanse the soul of all impurities with knowledge and right action. These two factors in man are like two wings of a bird, which fly higher according to the strength of the wings. Similarly, man's level of human attainment rises according to his knowledge and right action. To pass beyond the province of animality and to reach the sphere of humanity depends upon the perfection of the soul. The man who combines in himself the faculties of knowledge and right action and reaches the third of three classes of men, namely the common people, the elite, and the most elite, arrives at the lowest stage of prophethood. When such a man becomes the object of Allah's special attention, he becomes a prophet. Of course, prophethood also has different stages. A prophet may reach the highest point in the highest of these three classes. This rank is the highest in the sphere of possibility, which the sages call the first wisdom, and which is the first effect or the first consequence. There is no rank higher than this in the realm of existence. This position is occupied by the last of the prophets, who is second to none except the first cause. When the prophet was raised to this highest stage, prophethood was concluded. The imamate is a stage lower than the highest stage of prophethood, but it's a stage higher than all other ranks of prophethood. Since Ali was raised to the stage higher than prophethood and was one in spirit with the Holy Prophet, he was endowed with the office of the imamate and was thus superior to all previous prophets. Hafiz, the last part of your remarks is perplexing. First, you say that Ali was at the stage of prophethood. Second, that he was in spirit with the Prophet Muhammad. Third, that he was superior to the other prophets. What are your arguments to prove the truth of your assertions? Arguments from the rank of prophethood for Ali from Hadith of Manzila. Sultan Wa'azin, that Ali attained the rank of prophethood can be proven by the reference to the Hadith of Manzila, namely tradition regarding ranks, which has been unanimously narrated in more or less the same words. The last of the holy prophets repeated a number of times and in different congregations. Are you not content that you are to me what Aaron was to Moses, except that there shall be no prophet after me? On other occasions, he said to his followers, Ali is to me as Aaron was to Moses. Hafiz, the authenticity of this hadith has not been proven. Even if it were proven to be true, it would be a single narration and therefore unacceptable. Authenticity of Hadith of Manzila from the usual sources. Sultan Wa'azin, In proving information regarding the genuineness of this hadith, I will refer to your books. It is not a single narration. It has been authenticated by your own distinguished ulama, like Suyuti, Hakim Nishapuri, and others who have proved its reliability with unanimous sources. Some of them are the following. Number 1, Abu Abdullah Bukhari in his Sahih, Volume 2, the Book of Ghazawaz, Ghazwat Tabuk, page 54. Number 2, Muslim bin Hajjaj in his Sahih, printed in Egypt, 1290 after Hijri, Volume 2, under the heading The Merits of Ali, pages 236, 237. Number 3, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal in Musnad, Volume 1, Grounds for Naming Hussein, pages 98, 118, 119, and footnote of the same book, Part 5, page 31. Number 4, Abu Abdurrahman Nasa'i in Al-Khasa'is al-Alawiyah, page 19. Many other eminent scholars of yours have narrated this grand hadith with the slight variations in words from many of the companions of the Holy Prophet, such as Umar bin Khattab, Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas, Abdullah bin Abbas, Abdullah bin Mas'ud, Jabir bin Abdullah Ansari, Abu Huraira, Abu Sa'id Khidri. In short, all of them have related with a slight variation of words that the Holy Prophet said, O Ali, you are to me as Aaron was to Moses, except that there will be no prophet after me. Are all these great ulama, and there are many I have not mentioned, not sufficient to prove that this hadith has been unanimously accepted as true? Would you now confirm that you were under a misunderstanding? Since you assume an attitude of doubt in regard to the veracity of this hadith, you should consult Kifayatul Talib fi Manaqib Ali bin Abi Talib, chapter 7, compiled by Muhammad bin Yusuf Ghanaji Shafi'i, who is one of the most prominent ulama of your sect. After quoting 6 hadith in praise of Ali, this author comments, page 149, on this hadith as follows. This is a hadith whose authenticity has been acknowledged by all. It's been narrated by the most learned Imams and Hafiz, those who know the Quran by heart, like Abu Abdullah Bukhari in his Sahih, Muslim bin Hajjaj in his Sahih, Abu Dawood in his Sunan, Abu Isa Tirmidhi in his Jami', Abu Abdurrahman in his Sunan, Ibn Majah Kazwini in his Sunan. All of them have unanimously acknowledged its authenticity. Hakim Nishapuri has said that this hadith has entered the stage of continuity. I am sure that I needn't present further evidence to show that this hadith is genuine. Hafiz, I am not an irreligious man, so I will not reject your sensible reasoning, but I draw your attention to the statement of the great scholar and theologian Abul Hasan Ahmadi, who has rejected this hadith. Sultan Wa'izin, I wonder why a learned man like you, after hearing the views of your own distinguished ulama, would give any credence to the statement of a wicked man who did not even perform the ritual prayers. Sheikh, man is free to express his faith. If someone expresses his views, we would not slander him. It is unbecoming of you to malign him instead of giving a logical reply to his remarks. Sultan Wazin, you've misunderstood me. I do not unjustly censure anyone. I was not alive during the time of Ahmadi. Your own ulama have reported that he was an irreligious man. Sheikh, Where have our ulama said that he was a religious man? Ahmadi, unreliable as narrator of Hadith. Sultan Wazin. Ibn Hajar Asqalani has written in Lisan al-Mizan, Saif Ahmadi Mutakallim, Ali bin Abi Ali, the author, was banished from Damascus because of his irreligious views. And it's true that he did not offer prayers. And Dahabi, who is also one of your prominent ulama, reported the same thing in his Mizanul I'tidal. He said that Ahmadi was an innovator. If Ahmadi had not been a wicked and irreligious innovator, he would not have made slanderous remarks about all the companions of the Holy Prophet, including your own Caliph Umar bin Khattab, one of the reporters of the Hadith. It is not quite fair that you fault the Shias for not accepting Hadith recording in Sahih. If a Hadith comes from authentic sources, it is acceptable even if it is in the Sahih. But if an established Hadith, which is recorded by Bukhari, Muslim, and other authors of Sahih, is rejected by Ahmadi, you find not fault with that. If you wish to know the complete arguments regarding the authenticity and sources of this hadith from the recordings of your own ulama, and if you are prepared to condemn people like Ahmadi, you may consult the volumes of Abaqat al-Anwar, written by the great scholar and commentator Allama Mir Sayyid Hamdi Hussein Dilhawi. In particular, you should consider the hadith of Manzila so that you may know how this great Shia ulama has collected sources from your own legal scholars and established the hadith's reliability. Hafiz, you said that one of the reporters of this hadith was Umar bin Khattab. I would like to know more about that.